Howdy everyone, it's Sam. Welcome back to Wobble Enjoy Sports. If you're new around here, hope I can get you to consider to like the content and subscribe to the channel. But if you are a regular around these here parts, thank you very much for the continuous support. Things are heating up, and it's not just because I'm shooting things in my garage at the moment. Finals are starting off this weekend, and to help me talk about this weekend's blockbuster of games, I stumbled across this lady just the other day, and it's been a whirlwind of conversations that has led us up to here and now this afternoon. Her name is also Sam, Squirrel Sam. You can find her on Instagram, and all links will be put into the description at the conclusion of this live stream. Sam, it is a pleasure to meet you. How are you doing this afternoon?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I am in me hot box at the moment, but that's all right. That's all right. I'm not going to be doing as much sweating as the players that are going to be taking the paddock this weekend. Sam, talk to us about what the vibe is like up in Townsville, and whereabouts are you at the moment?
Well, I've just had to duck back to Wollongong quickly, just for a quick couple of days, but I'll be back soon. But I do know the vibe up there is pumping. Everyone's really keen, and I think it's going to be a wicked home game final.
Talk to us. Talk to us about North Queensland Cowboys, please, Sam. Take it away.
Well, I think, they play. I think they play best when they're playing like their simple cowboy, when they're playing good, they're playing really good. And I think right after last week, I think they'll be on a huge high and ready to bring it home.
Now, I stumbled upon you only last weekend because I saw your reel that you were at QCB Stadium for that Cowboys win against the Melbourne Storm. I've been to Townsville, but I haven't been to the new girl, Queensland Country Bank Stadium. What was it like up there, and how was it seeing the boys fight it out?
The atmosphere was awesome. I've gone to two now. I went to the Raiders there as well. And then I've gone to the Storm one there, and yeah, I think the atmosphere was awesome. Everyone was really into it, and yeah, I had a great old time, as you could see on my reel.
Well, so what you're saying is that you've been there twice now, and that you're pretty much the luck charm for North Queensland these past two games. Is that correct?
Well, to be fair, I did say that to someone the other day. Every time I've gone, they've had a win. So.
Well, are you going up this weekend, Sam?
Yeah, I think we've got it in the bag. I've got a good feeling.
Fantastic. So you reckon you'll be up there? You're going to get there?
Yeah.
Cowboys 13 plus then, Sam. Cowboys 13 plus. Fantastic.
Yeah, no, I think they definitely are going to bring it home.
Well, let's save some of that energy for the conversation in just a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the reins on this one, and just to the 8 or plus people that are in the chat right now, thank you very much for choosing us to listen to at this time of the afternoon. We both really appreciate it. And if you are just trickling in, this is Squirrel Sam. She is on Instagram and on Facebook. I'll put links in the description and in the title of the name a little bit later on, or at the conclusion of this live stream as well. Alrighty, Sam, are you ready to talk a bit of finals footy?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go. Alrighty, so things kick off this weekend on the Friday night out at Penrith Stadium, Penrith Park, Bluebet Stadium, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be Penrith hosting the Sydney Roosters. Panthers are $1.44 on Sportsbet, and the Roosters are $2.80. This will be the 101st match between the two clubs, and it is the Roosters who have the overall head-to-head record in this department. Now, obviously, the team lists, they haven't been announced yet. They're not going to be announced for the next 24 hours or so. But the big question is, Sam, Nathan Cleary. Is Nathan Cleary going to return this weekend? Or if you were the coach, Sam, would you have him be held back just one more week? Or do you think Penrith Panthers need him right here and right now?
Oh, that's a real hard one, but I'd keep him. I'd keep him back and save him. Yeah.
You are not the only one that will have that opinion, and it is not the wrong opinion either. It's a seriously interesting topic of discussion because, as we know, the Sydney Roosters 2 weeks ago were decimated by injury to Sam Walker, Victor Radley, Brandon Smith, and Jared Hargreaves is also out due to suspension in this game. But the form of the Penrith Panthers is still wobbly, and therefore they're in a massive danger game against the Sydney Roosters on Friday night. Now, just quickly, a little bit more history between these two sides is that this will be the 5th finals match between these two clubs, and it is the Panthers who have the overall head-to-head record at 4-1. And all the talk has been about the Panthers' defense. It's going to be, where are we? It's going to be Isaac Tungo, Brian To'o, and Liam Martin, and potentially Nathan Cleary, going up against Suoli'i, Daniel Tupou, and Angus Crichton. And for me, Angus Crichton, I think for a lot of people as well, Angus Crichton has been the form second rower of the year. So I think someone like Isaac Tungo is going to have to hit the gym big time this weekend when he's going to be coming up against Angus Crichton. And also, if Nathan Cleary is returning, there may not be any harder task than trying to take down Angus Crichton, Sam. So for the Sydney Roosters, Sam, how are you feeling about this game? Are you leaning more towards Penrith at the moment, or are you leaning more towards the Sydney Roosters?
I am going to lead to the Sydney Roosters.
I like it. Bold.
Yeah.
The more I look at it, Sam, the more I look at the back line of the Sydney Roosters, and I know that there's already a fan of the Roosters in here now, so I guess you've got yourself another fan in the meantime, Sam. But I look at the Sydney Roosters backline, and you've got Joey Manu, who's going to be going one-on-one with Paul Alamotti as well in the centres. But it is that forward pack. These two sides met earlier this year, and Dylan Edwards and the forward pack absolutely ran riot over the Sydney Roosters. The scoreline doesn't do justice to how dominant Penrith were that night. I actually, the value is right there for the Sydney Roosters, Sam. I'm actually with you on that, but I can't go past the back-to-back premiers in the Penrith Panthers in this game. So you're going to go the Sydney Roosters in this one?
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Well, you're going to be walking away with a fair bit of cash then already, considering that Eastern Suburbs are sitting at $2.80. I'm going to go the Penrith Panthers in this game. And just quickly, I'll go into what Jack O'Hare says. Panthers need Cleary. Too much risk to not playing him. Even if he is only 80% right, his kicking game will be crucial. Absolutely it will be. Let's get into the second game. We've already got a disagreement between the two Sams. Let's see if there's going to be another one for the next contest. And it is the Melbourne Storm taking on the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks down at Amy Park Saturday, 4 p.m. The Storm are $1.31 favourites. The Cronulla Sutherland Sharks, they are $3.52 outsiders. That is insanely good value on the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. This will be the 47th match in history between the two clubs, and these two sides have met. These two sides have met on 3 previous occasions. 2-1, the overall head-to-head record goes to the Melbourne Storm. And earlier on this season, it was the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks who went down to Amy Park and upset the Melbourne Storm, winning 25 points to 18 in one of the better games of the season. For the Melbourne Storm, Fa'alongo will be out due to a calf or hamstring injury. And again, team lists haven't been announced until tomorrow, but we're pretty sure that Fa'alongo will not be named. And then Ryan Pappenhausen suffered a severe cork 2 weeks ago against the North Queensland Cowboys, but it seems like he will be there. And then for the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks, they will be as full strength as humanly possible with a Nico Hines as well. Sam, talk to us about what do you make of the Melbourne Storm season so far in 2024?
I think they've been like a bit of hit miss. Like, I think they normally play pretty good football, But yeah, I do think that they're going to come like hard this week, especially after last week. Like, yeah, I think they just will come back out. I'm going to go with the Storms.
You're going to go the Melbourne Storm in this one? You're going to tip the Storm? Alrighty then. Look, I've got a case to put through to you. We're going to disagree again here, Sam. It's two Cowboys, but we're going to disagree again here. I think the Storm. Let me start that again. The Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. Their timing could not have been better in the lead up to this game. Nico Hines coming back 2 weeks ago, got the ring rust off of him. Last weekend, the Sharkies went to Manly and put 40 on the Sea Eagles in desperate circumstances for the Manly Sea Eagles. And Nico Hines was throwing some really, really nice dimes. And one of the reasons as to how and why I think the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks defeated the Storm earlier on this season was that they said, right, do you think you got the best forward pack? Cronulla said, watch this. And they had two props score their tries in that contest straight up the guts. I think they can do it again, but there was also that controversial call that Harry Grant got sent to the sin bin for 10 for a very, very light touch on the kicker, Daniel Atkinson. And that is the other question too, if Daniel Atkinson will play in jersey 14 this Saturday. To be honest with you, look, the gambler in me is absolutely salivating over that $3.50 plus. And at $3.50, I'm going to take the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. I think that they are ready to cause the boil over this Saturday afternoon. But you're going to go the Melbourne Storm.
I think I'm going to go the Storm. I probably put a bet on the Sharks though at their odds. But I'm going to lock in.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to say Storm.
Alrighty then. Well, now we're going to agree on a couple of different things. If not, the next 5 to 10 minutes, we're just going to be in total agreement. So this Saturday at 7:30 or 8 o'clock, actually, at 8 o'clock, North Queensland Cowboys host the Newcastle Knights from QCB Stadium. And the Cowboys are $1.44 favourites. The Newcastle Knights are $2.80. And Sam, what I'll get you to do is just to read out some of the stats that are up on the screen right now.
Yeah, so there's head-to-head 45 games, and the Cowboys have won 23, and Newcastle's at 22. It's the first match in finals. Okay, I'm just going down to here. Newcastle have played 5 times at QCB Stadium for 0 wins. Newcastle have not won in Townsville since 2015, which is an 8-game losing streak. The home team in this fixture has won 11 games in a row since 2016. Past 2 games decided by 2 points or less. Newcastle have led at halftime in 2 of the past 3 games played at QCB Stadium.
Thank you, Sam. And look, the other stat as well is that before the year 2022, the Cowboys were undefeated in home finals, and then they had their first ever home final in 2022 in that prelim final. But us Cowboys fans, we don't talk about that. We don't think about what happened. We don't talk about or think about what happened in 2022.
No, we're going to think about what's going to happen.
Exactly. What's going to happen is that they're going to win. They're going to win 13 plus. Absolutely, Sam. Yes. But I've got to give the devil their due. I didn't have Newcastle Knights inside the top 8, and somehow, some way, they have scraped their way inside into 8th position. And while they're coming into the game with the second worst attack in all of the NRL, the Cowboys have the worst defense in the top 8 right now. So it's a bit of a battle of the worst attack up against sort of the worst defense in the top 8 coming up this Saturday. But the other stat that goes in the way of the Newcastle Knights, though, they're first for post-contact meters by at least 200 meters. So when they do get a roll on the Newcastle Knights, they can get from their own 20 to the next 20, but it just seems like that it breaks down inside that red zone for the Newcastle Knights. Do they put any sort of fear in you, Sam, the Newcastle Knights?
No, I'm pretty confident. I reckon the Cowboys, they're going to really, this week, really work on their defense. And I think they'll, sit there and have a lot of go to the drawing board, come up with a good plan. And yeah, I think being in a home stadium, the vibe going, I think they want this.
And to send out Valentine Holmes and Kyle Felt on a winner, because they don't want to lose their
100%.
last 100%. They don't want to lose their last ever game in Townsville. I don't think that is going to happen. But just some of the one-on-one battles in this game as well. Valentine Holmes one-on-one with Dan Gagai, an all Queensland origin affair. That's awesome to look forward to. You've got the young bull in Helam Lukey, Sam Helam Lukey. He is absolutely sensational, is he not?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he's sensational, and he is going to get a pretty stern lesson coming up against the veteran in Tyson Frizzell this weekend. Now, Lukey, he was afforded some meters and some line breaks against the Dogs last weekend. Tyson Frizzell, he's going to be a hell of a different prospect for young Helam Lukey. And then on the other side of things, there's two young bulls going head-to-head in Jeremiah Nene and what I assume is going to be Dylan Lucas. And Dylan Lucas has been the breakout star for the Newcastle Knights in 2024. And Jeremiah Nene has had some on and off games, hot and cold contests throughout 2024. And if he's not on, this young bull, Dylan Lucas, who has been proven critics wrong or been impressing upon everybody that he is a first grader, he could be stood up this weekend. But I think the other wild matchup as well is going to be Marzu versus Kyle Felt. That's going to be insane. Like, you don't know what you're going to get from either of those two players, but our man Sam, Kyle Felt, has been in supreme touch for most of the year. It's just that he has those bizarre, fun, laugh out loud moments, Kyle Felt, every now and then. He's just such an entertaining watch, and it would be a huge crying shame if Kyle Felt was to go out as a loser this Saturday. But that's not going to happen because the Cowboys are going to win this game 13 plus with all due respect. With all due respect, is that fair?
That's fair. That's more than fair.
I think it's very fair. All righty, let's go into the last game of finals week number 1. We've got the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs going up against the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles. And considering the Bulldogs' form as of late, it's kind of strange to see the Dogs in at $1.85 favourites. The Manly Sea Eagles are sitting at the $2 mark. Now, Mr. Tom Trbojevic will be needled up. He will be taking part in this game, playing at fullback for the Manly Sea Eagles. But the topic of discussion, there's a lot more to talk about, but just in the initial right here and now news is that Josh Addo-Carr was pulled over by the police on, I believe, Friday night, Sam, and he went to the Bulldogs board, including Phil Gould, and said nothing to worry about. Well, then later on this afternoon, it was released or revealed that Josh Addo-Carr actually returned a positive drug test, not a negative drug test. So what I'm trying to get at is that Jason Saab for the Manly Sea Eagles would have been going one-on-one with Josh Addo-Carr. Now, Jason Saab is not going to be playing due to an injury, and this young Falalalo will be taking the spot of Jason Saab. Josh Addo-Carr now, however, there's a Bulldogs awards ceremony tonight. He's been asked not to come. And that now puts his spot into the 1-17 in massive jeopardy this weekend. So what you would probably reckon or assume is that Jarrell Skelton would be taking the place of Josh Addo-Carr. My question to you, Sam, is that if you've got a player in your team, whether it be rugby league or whether it be a completely different sport or anything, if you've got someone in your team that has had this drama happen to them over the past couple of days, no matter how talented this person is, are you going to keep this person in that game day contest? Or are you going to say, look, you've already done enough damage and you've already brought some disrepute to our team. We're going to give a young superstar a crack. How would you handle this Josh Addo-Carr situation, Sam?
I'd be giving the young gun a crack.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, it's the risk he obviously runs. Like, everyone knows they're not allowed to be returning positive drug testing.
Yeah, no, that's fair. No, that's fair. I'm sort of undecided on it because at the moment, everything is just all alleged at the moment. And it is just an interesting topic of discussion. But at the moment, Josh Adokar is at a 50-50 shot of playing this weekend. Now, for the Manly Sea Eagles, this is a stat that I want to drop on you and everybody, is that the Manly Sea Eagles, despite playing a game at 4 Points Park in 2019 in a home elimination final, Manly Sea Eagles have not won a finals match in Sydney since the year, the year 2013. They have not won a Sydney match since 2013 in finals football away from 4 Points Park, and they play at Accor Stadium this weekend. And what makes it a little bit more trickier to try and decipher is that they actually have a 2-game win streak at Accor against the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, and they only just absolutely smashed them just a couple of weeks ago as well. Sam, talk to us. What do you reckon about this game? Who are you falling in the way of?
Oh. I might still go with the Dogs. I think I'll go with the Bulldogs.
We disagreed twice. We're going to agree twice, Sam. I know the value is right there with Manly, but you know what? It's been 2 weeks of misery for the Dogs. Matt Burton is coming in, and if you're going to get rid of a little bit of toxicity, a bit of toxicness in the Fox, with all due respect to him, whether or not, right, you'd probably do bring someone in like a Gerald Skelton or what have you. And bringing in Tom Trbojevic, you can needle him, you can numb him, but he's not 80%. He's not nowhere near 100%. And that is a huge, huge risk. I'm actually going to go the Dogs. They've been proving everybody wrong. And it's this young team who has not experienced this sort of big atmosphere finals pressure before. And now they've experienced it the past 2 weeks. They've copped their lesson, and now they get a piece of luck. They're going to host Manly one more time. They're going to get some redemption. There's going to be more than 30,000 people there this Sunday. There's going to be more than 50,000 people there this Sunday. I'm sure of it. I'm actually right there with you, Sam. I'm going to go the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs to get the upset win. And watch out Sydney Olympic Park, because it's going to go absolutely berserk if that's the case, if the Bulldogs get up and get the dub. So, Sam, you're going for the Melbourne Storm and you're going for the Sydney Roosters on Friday and Saturday, and you're going for the Cowboys and the Bulldogs. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I'm a little bit different to you. I'm going to go the Penrith Panthers. I'm going to go the Cronulla Sharks at $3.50. That will buy me a week worth of friggin' food, let me tell you, if I put just $20 on it. And then I'm going to go the Cowboys, and then I'm going to go the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs as well. Now, Sam, you're going to be up there. If you are going to be up there, Sam, I'm going to be up there too. My flights, accommodation, my ticket has already been purchased. If I see you up there, if we're able to, let me buy you a friggin' beverage and enjoy the Cowboys' victory in finals footy this weekend. But Sam, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and thank you so much for your time. I've actually really enjoyed talking to you this afternoon.
No, thanks, Sam. And yeah, definitely I will be up there. So flick me a message. I've already got my flights back as well. So yeah, I've got everything sorted, ready to go.
Don't you miss that bloody flight. Don't you miss
definitely
that
not.
flight. If you're the good luck charm, don't you miss that friggin' flight on me. I'll bloody come down. Alrighty then. Well, thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for your time to the people that have tuned in and said g'day. Hope your team wins this weekend, and with all due respect, accept the Newcastle Knights. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you. Take care. Adios.